Hey, we're having a snow day in Iowa. That means everybody's lost their minds. Well, let's do some ninth chords. I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna do dozens of shapes. I'm just gonna do a few good ones. I think that's reasonable. Of course, we're gonna do the key of A because there's no other key. No, let's do just for convenience A9. Check it out. So that is a sneaky one there. There's no major third in it, but you can omit certain intervals and it's fine. So all I'm doing is taking my middle finger, fourth string, second fret. I'm going to pick through it slow motion. So that's a root, fifth, flatted seventh, ninth, and another fifth. The third would be C sharp. It's implied, we can skip it. So if you need a really easy one, I've got an idea. Let's put a third in over here. Fancy. That's kind of weird fingering. You could switch to index and ring. So that's the C sharp on the fifth string. If you want to put a root on it. Whoa, that's pretty cool. So that would be like a 5, 4, 2, 0, 0, 0, or A, C sharp, E, G, B, E. So I'm a very small person, but, I can stretch. So, it just takes some effort and consistency to get your hands to make those bigger stretches. All right, let's do another one. Let's do one like this. That's pretty cool. So that's an A, G, B, C sharp, A. A9 chord. That's a root, flatted 7, ninth, third, and a root. 0, 5, 4, 2, 5. That's a good one. All right, let's swing it around to this one. I didn't know there was going to be that many. That one's good to slide. So that's a C sharp, G, B, and E. 4, 5, 4, 5 on the 4 middle strings. You could include the first string or even the sixth string. It's a pretty greasy chord. It slips, it slides. It's a movable chord that one's a little more functional than the other. Well, this is good. Or this. Holy biscuits. All right, are there more? You could do kind of a shorty up here. That's a B, G, and an E. We're throwing out the third and the root. It's just like, minimal, like a shell. So that's a B, G, E, 7, 8, 9. I'm sure we can make some in there, but I don't really want to. Let's do one more. How about this? That's kind of the big daddy of ninth chords. Ring finger lays flat on 3 skinny strings at the 12th fret. You could even just play it like that. But if you add the third, that's pretty awesome. So that's C sharp at the 11th fret and lay your ring finger at 12, C sharp, G, B, E. That's a third, flatted 7, ninth, and a fifth. If you want to get the root, it's going to be middle finger jumping over everything. you could just hit the 4 middle strings too. So a lot of people get really tense with this chord. I think the opposite is just you're just basically laying your fingers flat, just flop them down, in the right place. So these fingers aren't really arched way over. They're kind of rolling back towards the floor a little bit. And then, maybe you could do, or just octaves up from, and I'm sure we could think of something like, if you want to make it, you could sit here and construct them all day. I'm going to try to stop here, but I couldn't resist. That's like a major third, a fifth, and a flatted 7, but there's no B. That's an A7 with a C sharp bass note with no root. What if we can get a B in there somewhere? I don't know how. Ugh, that's ugly. No, that's not good. Alright, forget that. Well, unless we go, oh my gosh, this is horrible. Oh! I've reached my limit. There's the B. How about that? That's a mess. Okay, that was a bad idea. But the point is you can kind of construct these as you... If you know, once again, an A9 chord is a root, 3rd, 5th, flatted 7th, and a ninth. A ninth is a B. The ninth is the same as a second. So the second note in an A major scale is B. It's also the ninth. And you have to flat the 7th. So the 7th in an A major scale is G sharp. We don't want that. We've got to flat that, because an A9 is very similar to an A7. That's why it rocks. That's why it's good for blues and rock and roll. The 9th chord is it's kind of like a dressed up 7th chord. It's just kind of a fancier 7th chord, and so that 9th is an extension of like a root, 3rd, 5th, flatted 7, then the extension is the 9th chord. I think an extension is just an additional note from the scale that you can add to a chord and kind of dress it up. It's like a flavor, like a little bit of spice you sprinkle on it, makes it, brings in a little different flavor. All right. Well, that was fun. I've got a whole bunch of ideas coming up, so thanks for following along. This is the highlight of my day. I get to talk, and nobody interrupts me too much, except the kitty. So I'm just going to find something to do now, and maybe work on some other guitar stuff. All right. Adios, amigos.